let's talk about office-based virtual assistants versus remote virtual assistants. Now, if you're in the market looking for a virtual assistant, you're going to come across the two different styles of working with your virtual assistant. I mean, actually, it's always going to be you and them remotely, but whether or not your team works in an office versus working from home is a difference and is a choice that you're going to have to make. So in this video, I want to share with you what is my view around remote versus office-based. Hi everybody, it's Linh Podetti here, the director of Outsourcing Angel, and welcome to our channel. On this channel, I'm here to help you scale your business with a virtual team or remote team, and I want you to do it the right way. So we share with you regular content around outsourcing, remote staffing, softwares, checklists, everything that you need in order to work online efficiently. But if you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe and press the bell button so that you get notification for when we release videos. Okay, so let's talk about remote versus office-based. First of all, there is a myth that office-based is better because everyone is in the same building and there's supervisors that can look at them and to make sure that they work well and that they have other people to be friends with, they have work colleagues, etc. Versus remote, the myth is that they're not as productive, they're distracted with family, and that they may not be working productively and they don't have friends, etc. Then they might feel lonely. But is that really the case, or is that our limiting belief and our judgment of what we think is right? Okay, so let me share with you my story on why I decided to build a remote company, a company where I can hire anyone from anywhere and I can work anywhere, and I refuse to put them in an office. And let me share with you why. So many years ago, I had a son. I was a single mom, young mom, and because I was working in an office, in a corporate job, I really felt the restriction of having to wake up early, go to this job, drive there, come back and drive home, and it was just felt I was in this cubicle and I just was not flexible, and it didn't suit with my lifestyle. I really believed in life that I want to be able to work anywhere, travel anywhere. And I remember back at that time, I was going to a lot of seminars and online business was the thing, right? Everyone wanted to work online. And look, at the beginning, I just started an e-commerce store. Actually, I decided to start my business as an e-commerce. But the little thing I didn't realize was that I was making these products in my bedroom and I had to go out and ship these products, etc. So it wasn't really a good model either. But what I was really striving for was, how can I have a business that really I can just go anywhere? I could work if I travel, go on holidays, and I feel like doing some work, I can. But when I started doing it, I really enjoyed it. So I was able to just work anywhere. And when I started to hire people from overseas, they were also from home based. They were also working from home. And as I scaled my business more and more, other people asked me, why don't you put them in an office? Why don't you have an office so that you could put all your people in? But I was thinking, why would I? I have such a great life. I was trying to escape from my 9 to 5, this kind of strict job cubicle thing. Why would I then start a business and then create this environment where other people have to experience what I experienced before? And so it was my mission, it became my mission to really create this work-life balance kind of work style for anyone that I work with. So that means that all the staff that I hire for myself also work from home, as well as all the people who we hire to work for clients also work from home. And it has become the most scalable business. I can hire people from anywhere and I can work anywhere, and they too can work anywhere. Okay, now let's talk about home-based people not being as productive. Now, here's the thing. The people that we hire to work for clients are actually self-employed freelancers. People who were like me, sick of the corporate job, hate the 9 to 5, and decided that my life is better than this. I want to spend more time with my family and have more control over my life back. And so they decided to be brave enough to quit their job, quit the safety net, and pursue their own business. And so they started to find jobs working from home. They went on Upwork and on all those other platforms to find work. And so when they came across our company, it was such a blessing for them, because they're like, okay, well, I still get to work from home. I get to work for clients, but I no longer have to look for the clients. I no longer have to worry that clients don't pay me. And I have more security that if a client stops working with me, that you as an agency will find work for me. And so that is why they are interested in working with us, and we're interested in representing them, because we know that we can provide that environment for them where they feel secured. Even though it's their own business, they still feel secure. Now, that's not the point. The point is, Imagine someone with the mindset of self-employed and getting out there doing their own business. It's very different to an employee mindset. Now, if you work with virtual assistants who work in an office, they are really employees who are different mindset to someone that's entrepreneurial. Someone who's entrepreneurial is more braver, who knows that unless they put in the work and the effort, they're not going to get paid, and they're willing to do that. They have better values, that they're thinking, I care about my family and I'm going to go for it, and I'm going to pursue a career that is going to make me happy. And so the difference in their mindset is very different to employees. So we find that all the virtual assistants that work for us and for our clients are very motivated, self-initiators. They're proactive. They know that unless they put in the effort, they're not going to get paid, because we're not going to represent them moving forward if they, don't do a good job with our client. Whereas employees, right? Like I've been an employee before, and so have they. It's different. You're an employee, you're just going to work, you're just happy to get paid, and you try to do the bare minimum because, as long as you're doing okay, you're going to get paid. There's not that drive. And so who's going to be more productive? Is it the person? Okay, maybe they have people around them at home that's might distract them, but they will find a way to make sure that they organize their life, their time, their day, so that they will dedicate to this business of freelancing for us. So that is really a myth, whether they're productive as a office-based person. Now, imagine being able to save hours and hours of travel. So the thing is, when I went to the Philippines, it made me even more motivated to do work and create jobs for people in the Philippines, because the travel time there is horrendous. It takes them hours and hours to get to and from work. And I realized, oh my God, I'm actually making a social impact by creating home-based jobs for these people, because they no longer have to travel far from work for work. Some people even have to move from the province to the city so that they could find a job. But it's so competitive there. The pay is not that good. And then they have to travel for hours, neglecting their family time and just having more stress. And so being able to have a home-based job opportunity for these people, they're so much more happier. They're grateful that they don't have to travel, so they save time, save money, and they have more time for their work family. So what happens? They're a lot more happier, and so they just put more effort in the job. They are more grateful for the opportunity, because they know that all of their other friends are working for people in an office, and so they're not as happy. And so the virtual assistants that work for us are just more grateful and happier to perform at their work. Now, the next thing is this whole community feel. This is why Outsourcing Angel exists, because we realize that, okay, how can we make life for freelancers to be less isolated? Because yes, sure, when you work in an office, you have your work colleagues and you have your managers and people around, and you don't feel alone. But it doesn't mean that you can't create that online. So at our company, we have a Slack channel, and all the 60-50s, or how many people VAs are in there, and they all say good morning and hello, and we have gratitude journal in the morning. We do everything online. It acts really like an online office. They come in and go, hi everybody, good morning, etc. But then the rest of the time they get to focus on work. There's no distraction. There's no other colleagues coming in and distracting them. But then they still have that community to go, hey, I've been asked to do this thing. Do you know how to do it? Because I'm looking for a resource. So they have their community support to share ideas from. So I'm pretty sure you've been in so many Facebook communities and places where there's other people that you can bounce ideas off and to do things. Well, that's exactly what we've created at Outsourcing Angel, an online community, so that our virtual assistants don't feel alone. And on top of that, we also provide fundings to the team so that they could. So even though these freelancers are almost their own contractors, they run their own business, we still wanted to make them feel like they're working in an organization that cares for them. So we give them money as a reward for when they perform really well, and they get to catch up in person. In real life, they get to see their team leaders and other people in their location, and so that they all catch up and have that community feel. So we do whatever it takes to make them feel not alone and to have that community. And we do that on behalf of clients, because we know that as a client, as a business owner, you're so busy running your own business, it's very hard for you to find time to actually put some more effort into your staff to get them happy, to stay happy. But it is in our best interest to keep them engaged so that they work harder for the client, and as a client you'll stay longer with us. So it's kind of the win-win for all of us. Now, finally, with this new coronavirus and remote working arrangement that every company has to do, Now is the time for you to really embrace remote, because I think this is the new world now. More and more people are going to want to work online, work remotely, because they've had a taste of it now. They realize that they can all have a good life and also have a good work life. You can be with your family more. And so I really think that this is a chance for all of us to really explore remote working. And who better to help you with remote working than us? Because for the last 10 years, we've just purely been working remotely. Whereas a lot of the other office-based companies are now having to learn to work online. So they're now moving their workforce to online, and they're having to figure it all out from the beginning. Whereas for many years, we've been doing it and we learned how to work online efficiently. Everyone knows how to use Zoom or Slack, but it's how efficiently are you using it? What is your system and process around these tools that you're using that really saves time? And this is what makes us really different, is that we will not only teach you how to work remotely, how to work effectively with your team remotely, we also find you the best person to work remotely. And all these people are used to working remotely as well. And so you just have this kind of specialty around remote working that you will be able to scale your business, move it all online, and really set your company up for the future, because remote working is the future and it's the way it's going to be. So there you go. I hope I've given you enough points about why remote working is good and even better than office space, because at the end of the day, even if someone is next to you, it doesn't mean that you can watch over them every hour and making sure they do the work. It's really about systems and process and how you treat your employee that will make them engage. Even if you're not watching them, they're still doing the work. And that's the best work culture that you could create. Now, if you're new to outsourcing, let's talk, because I want you to not have all the mistakes that I made. I want you to get the right information. And so I welcome you to a free discovery call with us. But of course, if you have any questions, put in the comments below, and I love to make content to help you as well. So thank you so much for watching. And if you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe and press the bell button. But until then, remember to do what you love.